I had a really nice video planned out today. I really, really did. And it was about how PR, this proportional representation, for those people who don't know, is steadily, slowly but surely gathering pace in the country and is being brought forward now by Momentum. Momentum are now supporting First Past the Post, and it's fantastic. It's a good thing. They're going to bring it up at the next Labour convention. It was all going to be good. All going to be good. And that was going to be, our Friday videos. I always like the Friday videos to be a bit more light, a bit more joyous, to take us into the weekend, and we have the good morning walk. But if you've been anywhere near Twitter today, you know well that one thing today was trending. That was Remainers. Now, whenever Remainers ends up trending on Twitter, especially these days, it's really two things. One, it's us grouping together to do something, to organise maybe a march, maybe a new petition, something, maybe bring a bit of attention to something that's going wrong on Brexit. Or, as is the case today, it is Brexiteers blaming Remainers for something that the Brexiteers voted for and advocated for. And prime suspect today, Katie Ho, Labour MP, or Lady Ho, as she's now, because I think for essentially supporting the Leave campaign, Boris rewarded her with a peerage. So I suppose someone got something nice out of Brexit at least. But we are talking about today the Northern Ireland Protocol, and especially someone like Katie Ho, who wrote an article explicitly saying how good Northern Ireland would have it outside the European Union, that it would all be sunny lit uplands and massive unicorns. But of course, if you are paying any attention to what is going on in Northern Ireland right now, you know that as of today, there has been, 8 consecutive nights of rioting, violence, firebombing. A bus was hijacked and set on fire. Peace walls between Protestant and Catholic communities, between the Unionists and the Republicans, have been attacked. We said in the lead up to the referendum, we explicitly said, what is your plan for Northern Ireland? And the Brexiteers turned around and said, it's okay, don't worry about it. So it wasn't even brought up during the referendum. After the referendum, we brought up this fact again. You said that this wasn't going to be a problem. What plan do you have that is going to solve this border problem? Because if we are leaving the EU, that means there must be a border. And there has to be a border. There is no way without there being a border, unless Brexiteers want to advocate rejoining the customs market and the single the single market and customs union. That is the only way to solve this mess. And we warned of this potential violence, and we were poo-pooed and shooed away. Jacob Rees-Mogg was on James O'Brien's show and dismissed the idea out of hand when Boris Johnson rose in the House of Commons to say that there would never ever be a border down the Irish Sea. The Conservative Party cheered him to the rafters. And today, we are seeing this consequence of what they have done put in place. Violence on streets that was such a hard-won peace. A place where we had achieved peace. So precious, but As we are finding out, Boris Johnson is taking a sledgehammer to these things. And unfortunately, the right wing in this country, and especially the Brexiteers, are in this bizarre denial place to show you how far up in denial they truly are. We're going to go over an article today on spiked.com, on Spiked. Yeah, that's it. spikeonline.com, written by the editor, Brendan O'Neill, just to show you how stupid and how ridiculous their position is, that they have no answers. So, like I say, this is from Spiked, and the title is, "It's Time to Tear Up the Northern Ireland Protocol." Fantastic, Brendan. What's your plan? What's your replacement idea? How are you going to solve the problems that, putting a land border creates? How do you get around the Good Friday Agreement? None of these questions will be answered. And trust me, it will make you angry. This article, I am sorry, will make you angry because it's making me angry and I've already pre-read it, so I know what's coming. So, the most shocking thing about the violence that has swept parts of Northern Ireland every night since Good Friday is that people are shocked by it. You thought you could turn Northern Ireland into the battleground over Brexit, into a prize to be tussled over by the United Kingdom and the EU oligarchy, and that it wouldn't have destabilising consequences. That is in itself a testament to the blindness and arrogance of the UK political class and the global elites. No, this is a testament to the complete blindness, arrogance, and outright stupidity of the Brexiteers. As they now look upon with horror on Northern Ireland's burning buses and flying petrol bombs, let us remind them that it was their weaponisation of Ireland in the Brexit battle, their cynical delusion of Brexit, by keeping Northern Ireland tied to the EU, that helped stoke this instability. I can't believe he actually has the gall to write that. When the promises that Johnson made, the promises that the European Research Group made, that they would not stand to see a border in the Irish Sea, but then when we were asked, okay, what are you going to do, because you can't put a land border between the Republic and North of Ireland because of the Good Friday Agreement, what are you going to do? Answer, there came none. Anyway, he continues, the disingenuousness of Remainers. This is disingenuous to the max, Brendan. Over the violence in Northern Ireland is astonishing. As violence has flared amongst loyalist youth in West Belfast, as well as in Carrickfergus and in Derry. Britain's Remainers elites have pointed the long finger of blame at their usual suspect, Brexit. Yes, because this is partly to blame. The fiery bus and those 55 injured police officers and the assaulted press photographer, that's all down to Brexit, they say. We told you this would happen. Yes, Brendan, we did tell you this would happen. It is the height of political dishonesty. It isn't Brexit that has stoked instability in Northern Ireland. It's the compromises over Brexit. So, still, Brendan, where are you going to put this land border that does not invalidate the Good Friday Agreement? Again, he's not going to answer this question. It was the EU's and the Remainers' elites' insistence on an Irish solution that essentially involved annexing Northern Ireland from the UK on matters of customs and goods that provoked anger among many people in Northern Ireland. It was a failure to implement Brexit properly. So remember, we haven't implemented Brexit properly. This isn't the Brexit Brendan wanted. And as we've said before, no Brexit is good enough for the zealot Brexiteers. It's never good enough. So it's not Brexit itself, he says. that has pushed Northern Ireland into a new and unpredictable era. No, it is Brexit that has pushed it into this. The proposition of Brexit was simple. In an all-kingdom vote, it was decided that the UK would no longer be a member of the European Union. Yes, this would have raised certain issues for the Republic of Ireland. We'll get into that later because he's not brought it up yet. Which would now have a land border with a non-EU member, and that no land borders borders within the EU itself. But you can't have a land border due to the Good Friday Agreement. But that was a practical challenge that could have been straightforwardly resolved. How? Tell us how, Brendan, because me and myself and other Remainers have been asking this very question and we have never got a straight answer from any Brexiteer. Because there isn't an answer. And that's all he's going to say on this, by the way, that it's just a straightforward question, could have been done easily. How? If it was so easily, tell us how. Maybe you should have wrote an article on how easily it could have been solved, Brendan. Might have been a lot more useful than the trash that you've written here. So instead, what happened is that the powerful anti-Brexit lobby, including Brussels oligarchs, the Irish government, and much of the political elite in the UK, weaponised Irish concerns and used them to demonise Brexit and to insist that it could not be fully implemented. Northern Ireland would be in a different arrangement, they said. It would need to be siphoned off from the rest of the kingdom. We've already been through why that is the case, Brendan. You know, us asking questions about your solutions and not providing solutions maybe is also part of the reason Northern Ireland is in the mess it is today. And they got their way. Despite promising never to draw a border down the Irish Sea, Boris Johnson did just that by agreeing to a Northern Ireland Protocol which ensures that the 6 counties are still beholden to the EU's level playing field provisions and its rules on common issues, and even to a certain amount of jurisdiction on the part of the European Court of Justice. The Irish government and the EU and their supporters among the anti-Brexit elites in the UK successfully secured a half Brexit, a phony Brexit for Northern Ireland. Let us remember that in the referendum, Northern Ireland voted overwhelmingly to stay in the EU. Should we not respect that, Brendan? Northern Ireland's current status is a nation in limbo, not entirely part of the UK anymore and not entirely part of the EU either. Is just on them. It isn't them. It's not those who voted for Brexit who helped to create this new and strange and unstable Northern Ireland. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Brendan. It's all on you. It's all on you and your precious Brexit. When is it going to sink in? I don't know, but I hope it does soon. Because the stupidity here is unfathomable. But here it is. So, the idea that you could conditionally rearrange Northern Ireland over the heads of its people and there wouldn't be consequences is surreal. It is surreal, Brendan, because how did they vote again? Oh yes, they voted to stay in the European Union. The idea that you could ignore the British electorate's cry for the UK to remove itself from the EU and decided instead to keep part of the UK tied to the EU, and that wouldn't have had some sort of political or social blowback, is naive in the extreme. It is naive, Brendan. You were the naive ones. Apart from anything else, this is Northern Ireland we're talking about. It isn't Kent, it isn't Cumbria. It's a part of the world in which sovereignty is a live, difficult and contested question. Thank you for admitting that, Brendan. So why then haven't you admitted that that was a difficult question to answer? So cut off from the UK and everything that would be, whether it was Boris Brussels or the Irish Prime Minister or the pro-Remain Commentariat. This has behaved with a staggering naivete. And will the current violence wake them up? Apparently, it's waking you guys up to the mess that you've made. The problem isn't Brexit, it is. It's the albatross that hangs around the neck of Brexit, the Northern Ireland Protocol. That is Brexit. The protocol is undemocratic given that it dilutes the free, fair UK vote for the entire nation to cease being tied to the EU. It is duplicitous. Given that it creates what is our political leaders a promise never to create, a border down the Irish Sea. How are they going to solve that question? How, Brendan? How? Tell us how. You're not telling us how. Yet apparently it's an easy solvable solution. I'm just going to skip on now because you get the idea. I'm just not even going to bother reading it because he keeps on blaming Remainers and primarily Boris Johnson. I thought Boris was your guy, Brendan. I thought he was the guy that was going to deliver Brexit. Apparently not. But obviously this isn't the Brexit, he's voted for. And later on, this guy goes on to claim that he would want to see a united Ireland that is free from the European Union. You might want to check that approval for the European Union and Ireland is very, very high. No one would want to leave the European Union in Ireland if a referendum came up. But, as always, this is where we are, unfortunately, in the UK. This is the level that the Brexiteers are now getting to. Absolute delusional status. And I genuinely cannot believe the absolute stupidity that is coming from them today. So, as always, thank you very much for watching. Please do remember to hit that like and share button. And of course, down below there is a link to my Patreon page and a one-off donation link called Buy Me a Coffee, where you can, buy me a coffee. And I'm certainly going to need one after this. But as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all next time.